I love you is not the words I want to hear from you. It's not that I want you not to say, but if you only knew how easy it would be to show me how you feel. More than words is all you have to do to make it real. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if my heart was torn in two? More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you couldn't make things new just by saying I love you. La-di-da-da-da-da-da-da. More than words.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome. It is Wednesday, as normal. Where else would we be on a Wednesday? Anybody have any clues? Because I have none. Got nothing better to do on a Wednesday night than to hang out with you bastards. That's right, I called everybody bastards because I am an equal opportunity bastard lover.
You're a bastard.
Who the hell?
Shout out to Adam there, pulling it through with rough vocal cords. They're having a hard time these last couple weeks being sick.
Extreme Adam.
I see what you did there.
Oh, Meter, you're so clever.
What do we got out there so far? I see Thomas Hall's out there. There's a Meter, a Kenny B, Tony Laura's out there, Roland,
Kenny B.
Paul Zilla's in the house.
Paul Zilla.
Swag, Wombatsky,
Polka.
Paper, Albert Rodriguez, the Clown Puncher, Dylan,
Jeff!
Yeah.
Pippa.
Peepaw.
Who else is up there so far? Boca. Yeah, slowly getting in here. It's alright. As long as you guys show up, whenever you show, you show. So, how's everybody doing this week? Is everybody having a good week? Are we feeling better? Are we not sick anymore?
I'm feeling better. I still feel like a little, 15% ill.
Feeling it.
Yeah, it's not. It's a bitch, this one. But I think I'm due though because it's been a while since I've been sick. It doesn't happen much anymore thanks to these things.
Yeah, I can say I've noticed the exact same. I really get sick. I'm probably due sometime this year because it's been quite a while.
See, Jeff's sick. I'm not going to tell you why though.
Oh, he's sick, all right.
No. It's alright. We can guess, but I'm pretty sure we don't have to. There's certain.
Just the imagination.
I'm just saying, there's certain things that Ajax won't take off. That might be one of them.
So dirty.
I'm having a fun day. I got to yell at my pharmacy today. And then I got to point somebody in the direction to rise or GoFundMe, and I noticed a small donation was made. Well, a humongo.
I was gonna say that's a pretty decent sized donation. So.
I'm really excited. Thank you so much for doing that. If you're here watching, were incredible.
That's fantastic.
That made my night. That was like icing to the whole night. Like this night can't get me down.
Don't bring me
Is that a
down.
challenge?
No.
I'm just
Not
saying, I
challenge.
saw a meter look up like it was a challenge, so.
Why would you want to ruin something so magically beautiful?
Oh, that can never be ruined, but,
I mean, Edward Norton said it best. Sometimes you just have to destroy something beautiful. And he punched a blonde guy.
Just wanted to destroy something beautiful.
That's right.
how fresh, you had Monday off, didn't you?
I did.
Fucking bastard.
I was in Canada.
How was Canada? Was it enjoyable?
Oh yes, yes. I love Canada. Every time I get to go up there, it's like, oh, this is what the world should be like.
Did you get your wish of snow and hot springs at the same time?
No, didn't snow while I was up there. It was kind of the mid 40s pretty much all the time. So, but it was perfect hot spring weather.
I'm saying, that's bullshit. It was freezing here and snowing.
Yeah. And I was in the Great White North and didn't get a lick of it.
Horse shit.
Oh, shit. So first and foremost, thank you to both of you guys for serving.
Thank you.
And number two, TJ, you're a veteran and you didn't get Veterans Day off.
Nope.
Double horse shit.
That is double horse shit.
Yeah, unfortunately, being a civilian now, my job thinks that is not a good warranted reason to have a day off.
Thumbs down.
Which, all the more reason why I've seriously been thinking about leaving that job. Just another one to add up there.
Come back to the dark side, TJ. Come back to the dark
TJ, come back.
I've been thinking about it because I keep seeing stuff pop up for our local VA clinic, even just setting appointments or something like that, and I'm half tempted to take that.
You got to remember all your government service time that you did, active duty, still counts towards your retirement too.
Oh, shit. Well, that might be worth it right there, and that then, anyways. Then,
And there's three levels of pension. There's the retire before you hit 30 pension, which is it's like a half pension. If you hit 30 years, you get a full pension. And if you do 35, you get a 1.5 pension.
You should retire and knit hats with me.
I'm not knitting hats. I'm not a knitter. I don't have the patience for that kind of shit.
So I'm already at like 22 years. I'm only 41.
Shit.
So I could have retired, everybody. I could have retired already.
You don't look a day over 20.
That's a lie, Lumi. It's a blatant lie. I appreciate it. That's a blatant lie.
So you gonna do the other 13 and then call her?
I'm gonna hit 35. I'm gonna be 52 with 1.5 pension.
Can't go wrong there.
I'm gonna be traveling, you know. And it's 1.5 of whatever your highest grade achieved, as long as you stayed 2 years in the grade. So if you get to like GS11, you got GS11 1.5 salary and forever.
Ah. Well, apparently I need to change professions quick, fast, and in a hurry then.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice. I mean, plus you get. I mean, the VA takes care of folks. So I know it's got a bad reputation. Ronda Rousey style. But you know, it's not what people have heard. Not anymore. Not anymore. They've got the money. They've got the support. They can send things. If they can't take care of it, they've got permission to send it out to people to do. So it's a really good healthcare system. And another thing that gets criticized about the VA is the fact that we have a list of patients who misbehave, and they are forced to comply with extra regulations. I know everybody's heard of it. That is also not what you think. All it is it's a way to stem workplace violence from occurring at all, because vets are fucking crazy. In case you couldn't tell from me and TJ's experience. and it's an extra level of protection for staff. And I think that everybody that's ever worked in healthcare wishes that they had something like that. I bet you every single one of them wishes that they had something like that. So it's the VA is not at all what people think. So
no, it is and it isn't. There's some things that it is and some things that it is definitely not. But it is, wouldn't be the VA or anything government related if you didn't have to jump through a hoop now and then. Let's get right into things here before I completely lose track. This week we're talking about integrity. No, not that integrity. Integrity. Damn. Yeah, had him there, then I chopped him back down a notch.
integrity.
Integrity.
I'm ready.
The reason why I want to talk about integrity is because of a lot of what I see posted on social media. I don't do a lot of social media myself, but I do scroll through and look at some shit. There's a lot of people out there that have zero fucking integrity when it comes to the vaping industry and wanting to help fight.
Okay.
That they don't speak up, or they don't call their representatives, or they're just using it as a way to pay bills, aka the vape models, male and female alike. Shitbags. They only want to push something when it is time to make sure that they're still keeping their income, instead of posting something every day. Now look, I get it. Some of them, they're literally nothing but models. They're brand ambassadors. They probably don't even vape, some of them. They just stand there and hold a fucking bottle. But still, it is their job as well. If you have anything to do with the industry, you should have enough integrity to go and continue to fight for it. Whether or not you vape, if you deal with the industry in one way, shape, or form, show some integrity. Don't just say it, do it. Call your representative. Show up to your local meetings. Show up to meetings that are in neighboring towns. Because some of us, we live in smaller fucking cities. Like myself, look, Green Bay is decently sized, but it is not massive by any means. I have another really good sized city that's a 30-minute drive from me. I've gone to meetings in their city, at their city hall. Guess what? You can do the same in your little small townships as well, in your even smaller cities, because a lot of them, yeah, it might be a half hour, 45-minute ride, but it's worth it to help them fight. You need numbers in small areas like that, because unfortunately, when you get into those smaller communities, the per capita of how many vapors there are generally is quite a bit smaller, just because of the nature of things. So there might be a lot more people that want to outvote you on those situations, so you need all the help you can. But most importantly, with integrity, do the right thing when nobody's looking. You don't have to put it on social media to know that you're doing it. You don't have to say, look what I did today. If you're doing the right thing and you are going and advocating, calling representatives, writing letters, calling the White House, whoever, or whatever country you're in, you're advocating in one way, shape, or form, you don't have to put it on social media. Look, you don't have to say, this is what I did. You can drop a post that says, hey, look, you can find your representatives here. But just because you put it on social media doesn't mean anything. It's the action itself that means something. So, have the integrity to do the right thing when nobody is looking. That's literally what integrity is. It's doing the right thing when no one is looking. So go and advocate, whether somebody sees you do it or not. You don't have to blast it out that you did it. It's cool that you do, but you don't have to. It's not a requirement. If you want to advocate by using Twitter, by all means. You want to advocate by using Instagram or Snapchat or whatever other fucking social media you use, by all means do it. Just do something. Just have enough integrity to back the community that you're a part of. Also, push people that are not part of the community themselves, who may not be part of the YouTube area. They might not do Instagram. They might not do Facebook. They might not do Twitter. Push them to advocate as well. There's other ways that they can do so. They don't have to do it via social media. All I'm saying is just make sure you're doing the right thing when nobody's looking, because there's some things I see out there where it makes me wonder whether these people are actually doing it or not. Because I see a lot of reposts and all this other shit. No, just do it yourself. Have the integrity to do it yourself. Have the motivation to save this industry yourself. Look, we need to do it as a team, but you have to do something yourself in order for it to work as a team. Thus, the very large vape rally that was held in DC this last weekend. Unfortunately, some of us don't have that kind of money to go to DC and participate. Otherwise, I would have gladly been there. But there are other ways as well. So just keep doing what you're doing and have the integrity to do it without being told. That's all I got for you. Does anybody else want to speak about having some integrity?
You mentioned vape models. I'd like to point out a vape model that absolutely 100% does the right thing. Just Peachy. Anybody that hasn't followed, what, Meter? Are you following her Twitter? Do you see what she does over on Twitter?
All I'm saying is, if you're going to be an advocate, be an advocate. If you're going to push your titties out to push a product, push your titties out to do a product. But don't try and cross the streams, because those are two different worlds that I don't feel inherently work together very well. You can't really blur those lines, and I've seen those lines blurred several fucking times by people. So that's just me.
I think she does a wonderful job.
That's what I said. Everyone's free to form their own opinion, but
yeah.
For me, I'm off that boat.
Okay. But I think she does a wonderful job, and everybody can make up their own opinion and make up their own minds about Just Peachy. But she's always one of the first people I see talking about stuff over on Twitter. She may not talk about it on Instagram. That is a little disappointing, but she tries. She tries to cross the streams between titties and advocacy. So, yeah, and then another thing I saw today was our boy, Ron Johnson from Wisconsin. Going off. It's about time, Ron Johnson. I think you forgot about us there for a minute. I thought you forgot about the vapors.
He's been a little quiet during this whole rigmarole.
Not today. He sent letters to Donald Trump. He says he's been meeting with him in person, attempting to get him to reconsider. So, Ron Johnson standing up for the people that put him where he's at, trying to keep the promise that he made us. So there's a little bit of integrity from a politician. It's nice to see.
He's been pretty quiet for quite a long time. I have a pretty strong inkling that has something to do with upcoming elections.
Probably.
Which, look, I'm not going to complain. If he's doing what he says he's doing, fantastic. But if he's just putting it out there to try to gain the vote again, I'd like to see some more action out of him. I get it. There's other shit you have to worry about. But considering most of us are single issue voters at this point,
yep,
there is a point where you got to go, hey man, you got to do what I want you to do. You got to do what you said you were going to do. Take the fight to them for us. We don't have the bigger stick. You have a bigger stick than we do. Poke him in the eye. Then when he's down, then we'll bite his ankles.
Yeah, and then there's people with zero integrity, like Jerome Adams, head of the FDA. Absolutely zero integrity. Someone made a comment at him. Thanks for taking away my blueberries. Guess I'm going back to cigarettes. And it seemed like the guy was willing to have an honest conversation. It seemed for a second that the man was willing to have an honest conversation about why adults need flavors. Because he said, I need to understand why you would bypass tobacco flavored e-liquids or approved approved items, and everybody came back at him with, we're adults. We should be free to make these choices ourselves. And he just completely shut down. So the man came out like he was pushing his agenda further. You know, why don't you try an FDA approved cessation method? Because FDA approved cessation methods have like an 8% chance of working. Granted, you know, people that vape, you know, it's only like 20%. That's twice as good. It's twice as good. Why wouldn't you give people that option, motherfucker? And I know for vaping, it was about the choice. It was about me being able to if I wanted to go get something like this, I was able to go get something like this. If I wanted a cinnamon roll flavor, I could go get a cinnamon roll flavor. If I wanted lemonade flavor, I could go get lemonade. If I wanted a coffee flavor, I could go get fucking coffee flavor. It was about the choice. It was about the choices that I had that really stood out. And I still think to this day that flavor is the number one reason that people choose vaping, because you're able to go pick out something that you want to taste all day instead of a cigarette. And your fucked up taste buds are probably going to like something fucked up. That's okay, because it's your choice, and you're not stuck picking between like 3 different things. You've got thousands of choices right now. Granted, those thousands of choices are going away in 6 months, pretty much no matter what. But right now, currently, it's a beautiful time to quit smoking. You've got the choices on devices. You've got the choices on e-liquid, unless you're in a flavored banned state, which I am. But I'll just make my own, and if people need something, you know, I might make something for them.
Teach them. Take them back to your house.
Exactly. Teach them.
Show you.
Well, and the other thing that does with the flavors, it disassociates you from the flavor and smell of tobacco.
Absolutely.
Which, that's probably the other easy kicker, is once you realize how terrible it is and how bad you smell, that disassociation goes a long way. Look,
Yeah.
myself included, there are a fuck ton of former smokers, whether they've used vaping or other means to quit, that cannot stand the smell of cigarettes.
Oh yeah.
Can't stand it. Look, okay, let me rephrase that, of burning cigarettes.
Yeah.
Non-burnt cigarettes don't bother.
Fresh lit cigarette, like, then the appeal disappears.
Yeah, it's horrible. The lingering smell that stays with it is even worse. Look, I like to dabble in gambling occasionally, so I do go to the casino once in a while. The worst part of that, smell is fucking horrid in there. I don't care how much filtration they have going through there. When you have that many smokers in one little area, it's fucking disgusting. Like, you go there, wear some shitty clothes so you can burn them when you're done. They're fucking nasty.
Yeah.
I remember going through all the casinos in Detroit when we were going to like different places to eat that were in the casinos. And it was like, fuck, man.
Yeah, and not to mention, look, when I do go and we spend a couple hours there, by the time I leave, my eyes are burning from all of the fucking smoke, and it's just miserable. I mean, the disassociation that you get from quitting, be it via vaping or whatever other vice you choose to help you quit, or cold turkey, or whatever the case is, there's a big disassociation with it once you actually do quit, because then you can smell it and you're like, that's fucking disgusting. You give yourself about, let's say, 30 days. Within 30 days, you're starting to notice that shit is really just
really
terrible.
fucking gross. Like heavy smokers walking past you, just like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I can smell them. I can be at the fucking mall. Even right now, where my smell is fucked up, which thank God I'm going to CDNT for this week, but I can still smell it. Like, I can't smell a lot of things right now. I can't taste a lot of things, but I can smell cigarette smoke and other really strong smells. But that one still is, even when I can't smell, I can smell just the hint of it, and it's just enough to make me go, that's fucking gross.
Yeah, when I first decided that I was going to make the switch, because I had tried a friend's blue and I was like, wow, this actually curbs your craving, you know? And I went and I bought a blue and I was like, wow, this works, but it tastes like fucking shit. I might as well smoke a cigarette. And I was like, I know there's other things out there. And then once I did the research and found flavors, it was fucking over. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, all it took was to that, like you said, that disassociation from that smell and that taste of tobacco. And, you know, lo and behold, Mount Baker Vapor banana cream pie, which is probably Flavor West banana cream pie at 14% with some sweetener.
It is.
Totally did the trick.
Yeah. And it's amazing. It's amazing when you give people choices like that, how quick they'll latch onto something. Like it's absolutely what did it for me.
That's how one of my viewers got me. He's like, you like donuts. And he knew Nick wouldn't buy me donuts all the time because Nick was afraid of that diabetes.
Afraid of the beatus.
So he was like, you could get a donut vape. You can get a strawberry-filled powdered sugar donut. And I was like, what? Really? Don't fuck with me. He's like, you like sweet tea? You can get a sweet tea vape too.
I remember when I sent TJ his kit, I asked him what flavors he liked, and I made sure that I got all the flavors that he liked, and then threw in a couple others. Like it's all about finding what works for you.
3 days.
3 days and you're done. It's amazing.
Really was. Definitely was not my thought of what was going to happen there. I was like, oh, I'm going to play with this for a little bit. It's going to be cool, and then that's going to be the end of it.
I still remember that first video, you taking your rip off of it. You're like, all right, I kind of fucking get it.
I remember watching that video.
Seems like ages ago. I think
a while ago, but here we are. Here we are. How many years later? 3-4 years later?
Almost 4 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost 4 because it was shortly after my son was born. And 4 will be in December, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I have to go back and look at my little calendar thing. You know, something I would figure I would remember that date more, but being as my son had just been born, that was the farthest thing from my mind, learning the whole new dad thing.
Yeah.
July 13th, 2013. Last day I smoked a cigarette. I have that embedded in my brain. I'm
not sure of my exact date. Like it was just.
We were at a music festival that day. Like my band was playing that day. So like I think I still have flyers from that show, so I can never forget that date. It's like this is my last day. I'm not doing it anymore.
I just remember
I woke up and I was like, fuck those things. I don't need them anymore.
I just remember it was during the government furlough when they wouldn't let us come to work. That's the reason I did it. It was saving money. I had no intention of quitting. None.
Yeah, I was dual using up to that point.
Yeah.
And then
I was using my little ego setup that my friend had gotten me for Christmas the year before. I was just using it in bars where I couldn't smoke. I would just vape because I couldn't smoke. That was the only reason I'd ever use it. And then I'm like, all right, well, this thing's pretty cool. I'm not drinking anymore. I'm losing money in a hurry. Let's try something else. Because the little sign at the store tells me that $15.99 buys me the equivalent of a carton of cigarettes. So
yeah, right.
Let's go do this thing. I think I tried every flavor they had. Pretty sure I tried every flavor they had, and I was at home. I was making notes. I had a notepad on what flavors I liked and what flavors I didn't like. And I swear I went through everything they had, and then finally I settled on that coffee vape. And that coffee vape did the trick. It tasted like a black cup of coffee. I'm sure it tastes like shit now. But yeah, it was first day. It was about, I had a few less cigarettes. The day after that, I think I had 3. And the day before that, or the day after that, I had my cigarette in the morning, first thing in the morning. And I didn't like that one all that much. And then I vaped all day, went to have my cigarette at night, good night cigarette. And it tasted so fucking bad. So fucking bad. It tastes like a cat peed in my mouth.
Yeah, you get ammonia.
Yeah. I put it out, went inside, picked up my coffee vape, sat there in front of the computer for like 2 hours, just contemplating my fucking existence. Like what on earth have I been doing to myself? Like it's blew my mind. Meters
To
back.
answer,
Yay, meters back.
Fidalgo's
Dog's crazy.
question. Yes, Fidalgo, it's helped my voice immensely, and endurance and stamina on stage, like insane amounts. I used to do acoustic sets when I would smoke cigarettes, and my voice would be winded after 3 or 4 songs.
Can you imagine
And
Adam having to carry around a big old 10-foot dick plus a guitar?
and smoking a pack a day. But yeah, it's helped. I smoked just long enough to get like that good, dirty, raspy quality, like that bluesy rasp to my voice.
Picked up the Sheryl Crow tone and in
Yeah,
out.
just a little bit. Yeah, it's in there when I hit like the real bluesy notes. You know, you can hear it. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to do half the shit if I was still smoking. That's for sure.
Doing a lot of
Shit, I
fucking-
walked 3 miles to work and back today. So
You're working stiff, you.
14 degree, and it was like a minus 10 degree wind chill.
Oh, I do not miss those days.
I
I remember being in elementary school, like kindergarten age kid. Mom's like, "Get going."
Oh yeah, yeah. I had to walk all the time. Luckily, it wasn't too far. I went to grade school. Maybe it's like a 6-block walk, 5 or 6 blocks.
Man, I feel like a fucking sissy for grade school then. I literally rolled out of bed and walked across the street. My grade
My
school
high
was
school was
literally
like 4.5
front doors were in line with my front door of my house. Kind of a strange place to live. However, it was perfect because there was always a park nearby and a swimming pool.
Nice.
Best of both worlds during the summer.
Louis Armstrong was a daily pot smoker. Well, those jazz cats, I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of just a given with those
They-
dudes.
they didn't
Have you listened to Howling Wolf? Like, have you listened to that guy?
Right. They didn't call it jazz cabbage back in the day for no fucking reason.
Oh man.
I was gonna try and find a picture of me, what I looked like, what I actually looked like, back right after I quit.
Wow, Jeff was exactly a mile from high school. Now that he put that out there. Jeff lived 3 blocks that way from me. Still, a lot of times he would come here, and then we'd walk to school together. He'd have to deal with his morning flatulence. That's right, Jeff. Jesus, that was
I'm gonna
1996.
I'm gonna go back a long, long ways here in the Facebook photos. I know I'll be able to find something when I was drinking.
Oh man, like puffy fresh.
I was puffy. Right now, I'm still in sober fresh, so we gotta.
College fresh with the hat on, sitting next to the lady.
Which one?
The college fresh. Well, it looks like a college fresh with a little hat on next to a lady, the little Vikings hat.
Oh, that was Army fresh.
Oh.
I wasn't very puffy then.
No, it's because there was PT still.
Mandatory.
You know the funny thing with as much as we drank at Fort Polk, like I was still in pretty decent shape.
Yeah, nah. I'll honestly say the same. That was, fuck, I started teaching combatives drinking that much. Be fucking hungover and teaching combatives classes the next day.
Because we were ridiculous. We were ridiculous in Fort Polk how much we drank. We had a name for every day of the week so that we would have an excuse to go drink. Like, hey guys, guess what day it is? Happy Tuesday.
Booze day.
Oh, it should have been booze day. Oh, you're right, Adam.
Right there the whole time.
There was a lot of good reasons for us to drink that were really not good reasons.
Yeah, well, you were having booze day with your military guys. I was having booze day with my whatever band I was in at the time, I'm sure. we were kind of raging alcoholics for a bit.
Young bands generally tend to be that way, though.
Yeah, like
When you're young, it's just like implied that to play the show, you got to have some drinks.
oh no, just band practice in general. Like
Oh,
we'd go
yeah,
through,
that too.
like a case of Budweiser and a case of Coors Light and whatever else was going around. Somebody be passing a bottle of Jaeger. Oh God, I can't even say that word without getting pukey.
I like Jaeger. It's just
I used to. I used to like Jameson too. Can't drink them anymore. No more blackouts.
the only thing I can't drink anymore is actually I never really drank it up until that point, but Franzia. That shit is disgusting.
Like wine from a box?
Yeah.
Yes, the box wine, as in Tour de Franzia.
Yeah, I used
Oh,
to
Tour de
have
France.
zero
that shit to play beer
self-control.
pong.
Yeah,
That used to be the beer pong thing. When you'd play beer pong at certain
that
people's
stuff's
houses
not
back in the
neat
day.
either.
No, but it wasn't as bitter as like the beer would be when you were chugging beer, so nobody would think about it. And then
Yeah,
3
it's like
games in, you're stumbling. You're like, I'm still good at beer pong. Let's do this.
10% alcohol per glass.
Yeah.
The drunker
shit
you
catches
are, the
up.
better you aim.
Whoa!
Wow.
Look at that belly. Look at that belly, everybody. Look at it. Just look at him. Look at that guy.
That's awesome.
Look at that guy. Now look at this
That's
guy.
awesome.
It's awesome.
That's awesome. These guys look totally different.
My chat is not loading, so if I am ignoring you guys, it won't let me type in it. I've been sitting here trying to reply back. Yes, it's a knitted hat, but it won't let me type it.
Tried turning it off and back on again?
Maybe, but I want to leave this stream.
Unplug your keyboard. Turn it, plug it back in.
Vega says I was handsome. Thanks, Vega. Thanks, Vega Vapor.
You were.
You were handsome.
We got to choose our keywords and our sentences a little more carefully.
Right?
I mean, unless
Like,
that was
phrasing.
carefully.
The dog goes out. Later, Finogo.
Later, Fidalgo.
Have a good night, sir.
But yeah, I was up in that point. At that point, I was probably sitting about. That wasn't my heaviest. I was probably sitting about 160 in that picture. 160ish. I'm probably about 130 right now.
Wow.
Jesus Christ, you fucking little guys.
I was always sick until I had my thyroid.
Walking around at bantamweight.
You were skinny. You were
Right?
super skinny. You were super skinny.
I was freaking skinny, especially right before I got sick and nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. I dropped an extra 40 pounds, and that's why they're like, you can't keep coming to school. Go home. I looked like I was about to just break. Then I had my thyroid removed. Now I can actually gain weight.
Maybe I need to have an extra thyroid added.
Get a secondary thyroid.
I think I got 5 of them.
Just flip the switch on this one. We need it for a couple weeks here. With the
That's
holidays
the problem.
coming through.
I was born with too many fucking thyroids, apparently. Apparently, when I quit doing drugs, I grew extra thyroids. Maybe that's what it was. Drugs were just modified, like holding the thyroids back. And so when I quit doing all that stupid shit, my body was like, all right.
Oh,
I need more tea.
Having problems with your thyroid levels can be bad for weight gain.
It's a gland, Vega. Google it.
It looks like a butterfly.
right here.
Google right here.
Right where my
Much
scar
here
is.
or here, but right here.
Yeah, not so
controls
much up here, not so much
functions
down
of the body.
here, more so right here. Oh, there's beard in the way here.
That's
Right.
actually why I
Refill.
had to yell at my fucking pharmacy. They wouldn't let me fill my Synthroid. I had one pill left. And they're like, we can't fill that.
Synthroid.
And I was like, you think I'm abusing this? Like, what's going on?
Why can't you fill my Synthroid?
Exactly. They're like, the insurance won't cover it. And I'm like, I have one pill left. I have no thyroid gland. This is kind of something I need.
Like, maybe call the insurance company so we can talk about this.
It pisses me off because God forbid we get a snowstorm tonight and I can't make it out tomorrow and then the next day because we don't get plow trucks around here. So I would be 3 days without any Synthroid at all.
Not
Oh,
okay.
it pisses me off.
Seltzer time.
Yep. Insurance companies are a bastard. I'll say it. Every goddamn one of them.
And I can't take the levothyroxine because it doesn't actually work with my chemistry or something. So I have to take the name brand Synthroid. So that would be fun.
What do you guys got going on this week? Anything interesting?
Oh, tomorrow. We'll talk shit tomorrow.
That's right. I didn't forget about that. The only thing I have interesting is going to the ENT this week. See if they can figure out why I can't smell shit. Or smell very little. Hopefully it's something they can do in the office. Clear that shit up and call it a day.
They're gonna hook you up to one of those gas-powered fucking manual neti pots and just fucking pressure blast down through for you.
I really hope they don't do that because I was using just the fucking manual ones at home, and shit's been going into my ear canal, and it feels like somebody's stabbing me in my ear when I neti pot at home, and I'm like, yeah, no. They want to tell me to do that, I'm going to tell them to get fucked.
Yeah, probably a problem between the sinus and the ear canal connection.
Yeah. I mean, I did look at my CAT scan that I had, and it didn't look nice. So, I'm pretty sure there's some shit that I may possibly have to have surgery. Possibly.
Yeah.
Get your face worked on.
Yeah,
Tell
especially
you the
after.
problem is right here.
If it's a cyst, you don't want that popping.
After I looked at the fucking CT, yeah, there's definitely some gnarly shit going on in there because it don't look normal. But plus side.
Vega, you got almost a foot and 100 pounds on me. Almost. I'd still take you in a fight.
I probably will be knitting hats. I'm trying to debate.
I want a hat.
You have a Yoda hat. Larry had me on a mission, and he found green yarn so we could have matching Yoda hats to you. I just have to debate on if I want to buy it online or wait till the weekend and bug Nick to take me out of the house to go to Michael's. Because I get the 40% off coupons off the yarn, and it makes it super cheap. Or I can make a blue Yoda hat. I do have blue.
But is it really a Yoda hat if it's blue, though?
Yeah.
I'd be a blue Yoda.
Speaking of Star Wars, anyone else watch the first episode of The Mandalorian?
It's on cue.
It's
Not
good.
yet.
It's so fucking good.
When Nick got home, he scrolled through because I was trying to tell him.
Was it
Does
just
that
me, or did they have it releasing like once a week all the way through December?
Yep.
God
Yep.
damn.
Weekly episodes.
God
I'm just-
forbid you just let us binge watch it, Disney. God forbid you just let us binge watch it.
Not healthy for us.
Fuck that. I don't care.
Speaking of binge watching, my parents and I sat down starting at about, it was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We did make a stop so that we could get Papa Murphy's, but we binge watched the entire first season of The Masked Singer.
Hey, I've watched that. Ninja's on the set. Oh, never mind.
It's the second season.
Never seen it.
It's surprisingly good.
I said nothing.
I guess there's
Nobody know my all Sean, the guy that the Veterans Association, Sean.
Yeah.
He's watching it on his lunch break, and he's like, "Dude, you got to watch this show. It's awesome." I was like, "Well, my parents like these talent shows. Let's watch. I'll watch it. I'll start watching it with them, and if it's good, we'll keep going." It was like, yeah, it's pretty good.
I was really surprised by Monster on the first season.
I did not expect Monster to be him, and I should have. When the reveal happened, I was like, "Oh shit!" I should have figured, but fuck, he's really good.
What's happening, Tim? Welcome.
Listen, plain seltzer with pure lemon. My seltzer sister.
That's an anti-Lumi seltzer.
True lemon.
It's like walking up to a vampire with a cross.
It's like French kissing a vampire after you ate garlic bread.
Lumi kind of is the un-citrus.
I feel like that would be like the anti-Lumi. I would be so pissed off if I ever went to an expo and people just started holding up lemons to try to shoo me away.
Like we invite Lumi to a con, and then we're all covered in lemon VG.
Right. Be the anti-Lumi crucifix, the lime, the lemon, the orange, and the mango.
I would just be sitting there eyeballing you like, you motherfucker. Like, my mom did it to me once. We were having dinner and she squeezed her lemon over her water and just slow motion watched it just go all the way up into my cheek and my eye, and we had to flush it, and I had like a fucking teardrop acid rash looking thing going down my face.
Where are you going?
And I was telling her, I was like, Mom, you're gonna fucking get me with that goddamn lemon. She's like, no, I won't. Calm down.
Your mother has a heart of a grapefruit.
Bye.
Will Smith said it best. Parents just don't understand.
Don't trust people
Go on, meow.
around them anymore.
A peach pear seltzer? Oh, that doesn't sound appealing to me at all.
That
We get him
sounds
a lychee
strange.
seltzer.
So far, I think my favorite seltzer right now is the Pamplemousse by LaCroix. It's their version of
passion fruit.
Grapefruit.
Grapefruit one. Okay.
It's their version of grapefruit.
Now, is that one of the actual flavored seltzers, or is that one of the essence seltzers?
It's an actual flavored seltzer
Okay.
with grapefruit juice.
When I was working stocking, I had learned when I was stocking a lacrosse section one time that they're not all actual flavored waters. Some of them actually just have essences, and it's like 0.001% of this flavor to make you think it's not just water.
Yeah.
Turns on me.
Bubbly blackberry. That does sound nice. Bubbly makes pretty good seltzer.
Oh, don't drink seltzers. The whole bubbly water thing just meh. I'll just drink my flat water and call it a day.
See, I wasn't into it at all, TJ. And then it was I think it was Vegas. Is when like I was drinking a few, but we were in Vegas, and that's basically what the Flavora guys were buying us was sparkling waters, because Wayne from DIY or Die liked them. They went and got a bunch, and I drank a shit ton of them. Like, I think I drank more than Wayne did. Like, I was just always heading over there like, hey, which one's left over here? 'Cause that was pretty refreshing.
Yeah. I guess maybe I'm just into that boring shit. Give me my flat stuff, and I'm a happy camper.
Yeah, I mean, I still drink a ton of flat water too, but
I hopped on that train when I stopped drinking soda. I realized how much soda we were fucking drinking on a regular basis, just because it's easy to stock up on it and then not think about it. And I started drinking the bubbly water to trick the brain, and it worked. And I haven't had soda other than maybe a mixer with a whiskey in probably 3 years now.
The only soda I drink from time to time is ginger ale.
You should make Mr. Loomy buy you seltzers. You can actually get them real cheap.
Yeah, they're real fucking cheap too. That's the nice thing as well.
Yeah.
Instead of paying $1.50 or $2 for a 2-liter, you can get seltzer for like 50 cents a 2-liter.
Yep.
I used to always have a glass of sweet tea before I'd start these streams. He doesn't even do that anymore. We get those things for $1 at a dollar store. Dad, I'm getting him to do seltzer. He's afraid of that diabetes. He wants me just to drink water.
Well, you see how
Yeah,
much
Yeah, but
they
there's
put
no
in
there's
that-
no sugar in seltzers.
Yeah, it's just water and bubbles.
But yeah, you can get like 12 packs of cans, like whatever the southern equivalent to Safeway is. You can get them for like $2 for a 12er.
I remember getting the seltzer. I don't think it was seltzer water, but it was like some kind of great value thing, and they did a black cherry fizzy water thing.
Was it super duper sweet, or did it just kind of taste cherry-ish?
I don't remember. I just remember being really young when I used to drink it all the time.
What was that? Was it Crystal Springs or some shit? Whatever the fuck it was.
Crystals. I buy a lot of Crystal because their 2-liter bottles are like $1.
Can't go there.
Yeah, they've got a lemon raspberry that tastes like unsweetened raspberry lemonade. Really, really tasty, and it's like $1. Like my whole, if you guys could see right past here, there's a closet, and that's where the washer and dryer are. Like up above that is like an 8-pack of 2 liters of seltzer.
Not only do we wash clothes, but when I feel they need a little extra thing, I just drop a little seltzer in my wash.
Yeah. Why not?
If those clothes need a little bit of energy, that's right. There you go. You can have some too. Now the rest for me.
All right. I'm on the Walmart site. Let's see if I can find it.
What are you looking for?
Bubbly water?
You looking for booblies?
The bubblies.
Fucking I adulted this weekend. That was fun. I went and bought new tires for my car. That was fun.
Ah, fuck that.
$400.
You were fine on the bald tires. You were fine.
It's not so much me I'm worried about, it's the missus. She can't drive to save her fucking life.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't be too loud.
Yeah, because she's not shopping tonight, so I have to be quiet. She storms in here because she's watching me in the other room. Son of a bitch. How long is the delay on this stream? We're about to find out.
Always running your fucking mouth.
I doubt it. She was watching some fucking Christmas movie earlier. I was like, you shut that nonsense off.
Oh, come on.
It's not even past Thanksgiving yet.
Ah, here it is. Clear American cranberry. Well, it's not what I had, but that's the same bottle. It's sparkling water. I don't know what that is.
Seltzer with flavor in it.
Is that the Crystal Clear brand, I think?
I think so.
What did you call it? Clear who?
That's Clear American. That's the stuff that I drink.
Oh, is that like them trying to be like the old brand Clearly Canadian?
Ooh.
Remember that shit? That was from the 90s.
I do.
That was like when seltzer was hot like 20 years ago. And now it's back again.
Yeah,
I
could
remember
be.
this one, kiwi strawberry sparkling water.
Kiwi strawberry.
Is it kind of pinkish?
It's clear.
Clear? Okay. I was gonna say I had a kiwi strawberry that was kind of pinkish, and they sweeten the shit out of that stuff.
Don't know. Have not looked into any of that, but I guess it's just because I'll call it. I'm a boring individual. I just enjoy drinking water. Well, lately I've been drinking a glass of milk every morning, which is kind of strange for me because I never was a milk person.
It used to be. It's been a while though. Chocolate milk or strawberry, banana milk. Ooh, forget about it.
Oh no.
Dude, he's all about the old Nesquik milks there.
As long as you dump sugar and flavoring in milk, I'm all about it.
At that point, it's no longer the same thing that it was when it started.
Pretty much.
I get that vitamin D, calcium, orange juice. I'll drink a cup like that halfway down, and then I fill the rest with seltzer water. And then I have sparkly orange juice for an entire cup.
Yeah, it's like a virgin mimosa.
Exactly.
Not bad. Not too bad at all.
That's one way to do it.
Have your virgin mimosa with brunch.
Keeps you off the sauce.
That makes sense, Swag. That makes sense. Paintball canisters. Use that for your little canisters on the soda stream.
It does make sense. Save some money that way.
Yeah.
Rather than buying those little bitty little small CO2 cartridges.
That are essentially the same thing.
Oh yeah, they're the same thing. If you can buy a really fucking large canister, like a 20-ounce CO2 fucking paintball canister, and do the same
Hook that to your
thing.
soda stream. You'd be in business for a while.
Oh yeah. Although if you're gonna play paintball with it, it ain't gonna last too long.
Yeah, right, Sin?
Wah, 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 wah.
Wah, 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 wah. I'm feeling it, bro.
Right.
Oh, that takes you back.
Shit.
Jesus
ED, I'm
Christ.
just thinking about that.
And where the fuck? I forget where I was stationed, and I was walking between a couple of buildings. There was a 7-Eleven and something else. There's these fucking kids sitting on those, like, just fucking damn near assed out on the side of a fucking 7-Eleven building, and there's just fucking little itty bitty CO2 cartridges laying everywhere. I'm like, oh,
Jesus.
you fucking idiots.
Clear, bro.
Wow.
Look, I'm like, look, you want to do stupid shit, do it in the comfort of your own home. Don't do it where the police are going to find you, because if the police find you, they're going to take you in for that.
Yep.
I used to hang out with a dude who used to drive around with a tank of that shit in the back seat of his, like, in the trunk of his car with a bag of balloons, and he would just pass them out to people, like, just like it was nobody's business. And then one day, we were about to go into the house because we were, like, jamming. We were, like, trying to start a band or whatever, and he was supposedly going to be the lead singer. We were going to do, like, a Korn kind of band at the time. This is so long ago, like 96, 95. And the dude was so, like, high off the shit that he fell onto me. And, like, you become dead weight when you fall on that shit. And the dude probably outweighed me by, like, 100 pounds. And I had my guitar in my hand, too. So I'm like, no. On the legs, don't break the guitar, bro. We're trying to be the next Korn.
Oh, boy.
That band never worked out. For one,
Can't imagine why.
the other two guys in the band who played guitar and bass didn't know how to tune.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
Like, they just had no idea, like, that you had to tune to specific notes. And I'm like, why don't our chords sound the same? Like, I would, like, showing them a riff, and they were like, oh yeah, we don't really stick to a tuning. I'm like, well,
It's kind of required when you play
I'm
guitar.
part of playing guitar. Like, so Korn is an A standard, so you guys want to try that? Oh, can you show us? So I literally had to go, you know, boom, and then grab their guitar and go, boom, like, while I'm holding my guitar and trying to keep that note from ringing out. I'm like, okay, I got the one note, now I can tune the rest. So I'd have to hold mine. It was like a giant mess because nobody had a tuner.
Tuning my ear is always a nightmare.
We all had giant fucking Jeanco jeans on, and I may or may not have had my hair braided at the time.
Oh. You were going to be the next Korn.
Yes, we
Oh.
were. And all of our riffs went. Yeah, I think we ended up jamming like twice, maybe ever, and I was like, yeah, I'm better than these guys.
I think it was.
And I wasn't even that good then.
You mean that big old canister in the back of that guy's car didn't give it away?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was more concerned with partying, I
I was
guess.
gonna say, it
Yeah.
sounds like the priority wasn't quite where it needed to be.
Yep. Yeah, I'm glad I stuck to my guns and kept practicing and turned on a lot of fun shit to stay at home and play guitar. Paid off.
Hell yeah.
Play that motherfucker like a riot.
Motherfucker, right?
Think we need to.
Oh, I'm just thinking about the wah wah wahs. I think the worst. I think the worst we ever had. I may or may not have been in the military at the time. I will not say whether I was or not.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Went to my buddy Dan's house, and he had amyl nitrates.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, tit.
Peppers. Got some
Yep.
peppers?
Yeah, them
Got some
peppers
peppers?
that get you.
Well, no, see, and we'd done them before, and it's a good time. You know, you laugh a lot, but
Giggle a lot.
yeah. And so he did that, but then he's like, hey, you guys want to take this shit to the next level? And we're like, what? And so he gets a thing of like white rain hairspray, sprays it into a washcloth, pops the popper, wraps it in it, and he's like, hey, that man.
Oh my god.
And of course we did.
Yeah, and then your brain goes into orbit.
That's why, and that's why I can't spell for the life of me half the time ever again. But man, you want to talk about the walls. I remember like all of us wound up on like sitting on the kitchen floor, and we're like looking at each other, and everybody's beat fucking red. And it's like, dude, that's not a good idea. Do you have any more?
That was terrible. Can we do it again?
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, I was, we were, but everything was fucking funny. Everything. And it wasn't like the normal Pappers where everything's funny for a couple of minutes. Everything was funny for a good, like, 15 minutes. Like, it was fucking, like, every brain, like, just brain cells coming out of our ears. Like, it was... People falling into each other. One dude, I'm pretty sure, was making out with the dog at one point. Yeah, it was. I love that dude. But you want to know? You don't want to know when I was allegedly, if I was still in the military at the time, allegedly. I don't know that anybody ever threw better parties than that dude, though. Like you'd sit there and you'd show up, and he's like, "All right, everybody's throwing $10 in. We're getting a keg. Everybody throws $10 in. The keg's there." He's got like poppers. He's like, people are doing like, what's the stuff called for conscious sedation?
K.
Versed. People, he'd gotten his hands on Versed. The dude may or may not have allegedly been a pharmacy technician.
Those guys generally throw good parties.
Yeah, and then he would always have like, and the dude could play the guitar like a motherfucking riot, and so everybody would just be like exhausted, like 3 hours into this party, and you would just go sit out back with a beer, and the dude just be sitting there jamming by the fire in his backyard, and you're like, fuck, dude, this is like the best time ever.
I think that's why I stopped messing with drugs, is because it had a adverse effect on my playing and my singing, to where I would just be like, I don't play this thing anymore, and I would just completely forget how to play guitar. And so yeah, that was not fun. Like going on stage, like after indulging in something and standing in front of 200 people, and you're like, oh shit. What are we doing here? What am I doing? Yeah, that was not fun. I didn't have too many of those nights, but I've had nights where I was just way too loaded to be on stage, whether it be alcohol or something else.
Pharmacy techs were a good time to party with. I did have that same experience a couple of times. Allegedly, whether they were in or out of the military.
That's right, Swag. Versett is a recreational experience because it's a couple. It's just a little draw out the bottle, and then right into a vein, and it's like a 6-pack in 30 seconds. Like it's like zero to on the fucking floor. You're still having a real good fucking time though, I'll tell you that. Allegedly.
Allegedly, of course.
Back in my
Theoretically.
heydays, it was just fun to get a nice shiny floor or go hang out in an abandoned railroad cave and just do a couple mushrooms, roll a blunt, and just
That sounds like way
that dude, that's the dude.
way more fun.
That's the dude that allegedly, after I got out of the military, came by my place with like a fucking trash bag full of shrooms he'd gotten from somewhere.
Jesus, dude.
And my buddy, me, my buddy Rob, and him allegedly sat on the couch for it was all night. It was all night. Like we would come down, and we're all like, all right, I think we're back. Is everybody back? Are we going again? And we would go and we would take it again, and we had Les fucking Paul playing on my computer like all night, just Les Paul just fucking jamming it, and like the fan was blowing in the room. The dude had gotten out of the military, so he had long hair, and he was just sitting there. You know, we're all just sitting there discussing the secrets of the universe, as you do when you're on the magic mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
And watching Les Paul videos, and we're all just sitting there talking, and the fan would hit him, and it would like blow his hair like a fucking superhero. And both me and Buddy Rob are both just like.
we would all sit there and play a game of what kind of orange juice can Lumi drink to make these shrooms a little bit better. So we just buy like a shit ton of orange juice, and they'll be like, "Here, put this one on you. See if this one melts you. Try this
Oh,
one.
jeez.
Can you have this one?"
I may or may not have been drugged by my neighbor once with the shrooms.
Oh, jeez.
Without my knowledge.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
without
the
your knowledge?
original,
Fear.
man.
Were they good? Were they good ones or bad ones though?
I can say they were good because I was a little upset at first, but afterwards I didn't give a shit.
You get that real good body high. You're like,
For like 6 hours or so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought I'd come down, so I left his fucking garage after listening to Pink Floyd's Uma Guma for fucking 6 hours. And I go to take my happy ass home. I lay down in my bed, and all of a sudden, my fucking arms just shoot up. I'm like, I'm fucking zombied and high again. God damn it. I go walk out the house at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's still out there just listening to Pink Floyd. He's like, "Oh, you thought you were done? Nope. Motherfucker."
Yeah. Oh.
I think the only thing that made me nervous about that is I was still in the military at that time, and I didn't know after it was all over and said and done with, I was like, fuck, I gotta go back from leave. Really hope this doesn't show up in piss test.
Thank God, no.
Poisoning.
Poops right out.
Immediately.
Oh. Yeah, if there was a drug I would go back and do again, it would probably be magic mushrooms. I would probably go back on a Mario trip.
Staring contests.
No,
No.
I don't want to look at anybody's face,
Yeah, no.
especially my
You'll be
own.
seeing into each other's souls.
Yeah, don't ever look at yourself in the mirror.
But I would totally do shrooms sitting in front of this computer with my cats and listen to music all fucking night.
And there was an abandoned railroad little thing. We call it the mile-long tunnel. And every summer, because no trains would ever be on it, it'd be the perfect place to go up, and we'd all just sit there and try to hop on each little track and not fall off into the lava, but it was rocks.
Was there any sweet graffiti over there?
There was.
Yes, always.
And it was always the best place to hang out, because in the middle of the summer, you go into a mile-long fucking tunnel,
Nice and cool, yeah.
cool, just chilling with your friends. Best thing ever.
Yo, Dustin Vapor.
Dustin, what's happening, man? Other Dustin.
Too many Dustins.
Dustception.
You too, Sin? You too? You should have died so many times. Ah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's
feel you. I feel you, my seltzer sister. There was a couple times I really should have been dead.
I can think
Really,
of
really, really should have been dead.
2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, there's a couple times where I went, what the fuck was I thinking the day after? How
You
I-
know it's bad when you're getting those calls from your friend the next morning, like, dude, you okay?
Like what?
Like, wait, what happened?
Those are bad, but it's always worse when you wake up and your friends are sitting there waiting for you to wake up. And you're like, oh no, what the fuck did I do?
You have a talk, buddy.
Yeah, there's 4 people sitting
Oh,
in
yeah,
fucking
oh.
kitchen chairs in your bedroom waiting for you to wake up all creepy like. You're like, no, what the fuck did I do?
See, luckily my friends were like, you'd roll over and you look, and they're asleep, like sitting there, and you're like, are they waiting to talk to me? Probably. I wonder if I can sneak out of here.
Oh, good God, yes. I may or may not have been down that road a couple of times.
Yeah.
The only time that I was not able to sneak out is when I was at home and my mother was sitting in my room waiting for me to wake up, and that was not the best way to wake up.
No, that would be.
It was not good. Granted, after that little talking to, she didn't talk to me for like 3 months after that. She was furious.
Yeah. Ay.
And now she won't even fuck alone.
Pot.
Your mom who?
I remember when my mom caught me smoking pot. I was on my way to school and I was sitting there next to my little window, cracked open, smoking a little bit of pot before school. And I forgot to do like incense or something, and I was in a rush to leave. My mom walks out as I'm running down the stairs to get into the van that takes me to auto, because I got the little special carry. And I just hear my mom yelling from the top of the stairs, "What's that smell?" And I just tried to yell back, "Incense," as I was running out of the house.
Incense.
It's always incense.
I got the message, "Bad habits are easy to start, but even harder to quit. If you don't stop it, I will." While I was walking into school, and I was like, oh, shit. Called my brother while I was waiting for school to start, like, Dave, what do I do?
I should have been caught smoking pot so many goddamn times as a kid. So many fucking times.
Right? I don't know how I was caught smoking pot, but never caught smoking cigarettes.
Oh, and see, I was the other way around. I always caught smoking cigarettes. Never pot.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah, that would be the
I never got caught smoking pot.
I got caught smoking cigarettes a lot. Never got.
My mom
caught
found a bong, but she could never prove it was mine. Yeah.
I got caught with pot in school.
Wait,
We had random metal detector days at my school, and I walked into school and had weed on me, and I tried to turn around, and freaking the cops were like, no, you get back here.
Why you turning around at the metal detector, son?
I forgot something at home.
I remember there was actually one time it was waiting for the school bus to come, and I was sitting there trying to light a cigarette, and I lived on a main road, so cars just swooshing by. I couldn't fucking light my cigarette, and I remember my mom popping open the door. "What are you doing?" I never got a dirty message for that one. So I don't know if she actually genuinely knew what was going on there, because I got one for pot, but I would imagine I would definitely get one for cigarettes.
She was worried about you being addicted to the pot.
And the funny thing is, I think I know why I didn't ever get caught smoking pot. Later in life, I found out that the neighbor that lived behind my mother, who decided to hit me with the shrooms one night, also traded drugs with my mom. Because of her chronic lupus and other things that she has there. So she was always on painkillers of some sort. So she would trade pot for painkillers.
Wow.
I think that's a fair trade.
I was like, huh. She's like, well,
I would trade my Adderall for cigarettes.
seems like you could get a lot more than a cigarette for an Adderall.
Oh, I'd get a couple of bowls and bongs, because it was also one of those smoke shops that I really shouldn't have been in, but because I had Adderall and he was in college, he looked the other way.
Wow.
helps me in college. I was like, oh, this helps me at home. Sitting there with my bowl.
I went to college. I just needed coffee. Adderall. Whew.
When you really need to stay up, like all the time.
I guess.
Nope. Those things.
I never had to go there. It's always coffee. Like all night sessions, I would just make tons of coffee and just coffee myself to death. Granted, it was hard getting on that bus in the morning after staying up another. But then, you get to school, you go to that class, and you have another coffee from Dunkin' Donuts.
That's what like I would stay up until like 2 o'clock in the morning, wake up at like 5, go through a full day of school, just living on caffeine.
Yep.
No, I'm never a caffeine person. I used to smoke pot every day before school, but
I was living on uppers when I was in school, but it wasn't caffeine.
the only time I ever got in trouble showing up at school for it was when I showed up sober once. And that's because they thought I was on drugs.
I didn't like to go to school high because I felt like I would just fall asleep if I was high in school. It felt way better to just be high after school for me. Sorry, let me go ahead.
The thing that pissed me off the most when I did call my brother to be like, what do I do? He was like, she really freaked out because my fucking brother used to smoke with my mom.
Well,
He would be like, hand me that joint. But of course, because I'm the baby, I wasn't allowed to smoke pot. And all of my siblings are like, you never smoked with mom? I was like, no. You?
See, no, it was exactly the opposite. Like my older sister got in some trouble, but it felt like I was getting in trouble for everything. And then my little sister got in trouble for nothing. Like she got away with fucking murder.
Yeah, my little sister got away
Which was
with
kind of
fucking murder too.
Yeah, it's kind of the reason she turned out like she did.
Yep.
Because she was the baby, she was number 3, and my parents didn't give a shit anymore.
Well, that's because they had the test baby, which is always the first one.
Yeah.
Then they had the second one where they tried new shit on. Then they realized none of the shit worked, so they just said fuck it on the last one.
Yeah, she quit school when she was like 16, moved to Oregon, turned into a hippie, and then turned into an absolute fucking maniac, and she's still an absolute fucking maniac.
That was my sister to a T.
my sister's the baby, and she probably could have got away with murder, but she was also, well, still is really smart. So she was like number 2 in her class, and she went to college right after high school, and got a job in her field, and then got married, and like did everything right.
Just a normal, living the normal life. Got a house out in the burbs. Fuck.
Yep. But she totally could have got away with some shit if she wanted to. That's for sure.
I thought I was getting away with stuff. My parents didn't know about it.
I got away with stuff to an extent. My parents never knew how to punish me, but I was also the sneaky person that they wouldn't expect to be sneaky, so I would sneak out of the house really late and do some really bad things and then sneak back into the house, and never got caught doing that. They always trusted me to be back home and doing my homework and going to bed on time. But I kept up this appearance because it was allowing me to sneak out later.
Mine was just like locked down, solitary confinement when I got in trouble for doing bad shit. It's like, you are to go to school, you are to come home from school, and that is it. That is your life. You sit in that room, you come out for food, that's it.
I could read, yep, that's how my groundings were. You could read books.
Yep. Yeah, I was allowed to read. No computer.
No, no Nintendo.
Yeah, that
no
definitely.
Super Nintendo.
Yep.
I was like, but I bought that fucking Super Nintendo with my own money.
Yeah, see, I didn't, sadly.
See,
Christmas present.
I didn't get to have any of that taken away because my older sibling would break it all. I'd be like, what are you going to do, ground me for my bike? Dave already broke it. Take away my snowboard? Dave already took the fucking shit off of it so he could put his own on it. What are you going to take from me? Because you can't leave me inside because you want me outside and out of your hair all day. What are you taking?
Thank you for reminding me, Meter.
Yeah. Are we doing that?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I need to set that up nowish. I'm busy and sick. All right, don't mind me.
There you go. Oh, it is that time, so I guess, maybe we should just pass it around and puff pass, everybody say your part, since we're,
All right, well I'll wait until the show's done.
oh yeah.
But tell people on the show what the
Yeah, for
deal is.
sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
What?
Who wants it?
Oh.
How about our
Hi,
hat
everybody.
making?
Hi, I'm Fresh 03. I do stuff on the YouTubes. We are going to be doing a Friday show because I was in Canada last week, so we will be putting together a Friday show. Lumi, I'm not sure I said thank you for covering down for me again while I was out of the country.
I wouldn't say thank you because I went over the time limit because I kind of felt lost in the moment.
It doesn't matter. You filled in for me and you did a show, and people love when Lumi does Lumi takeovers. People love them. So yes, thank you for taking over. We're going to be doing a regular show. We'll see if anything happens this week. We'll see if anything happens in the federal vaping flavor ban this week. With the way Donald Trump was talking and the way his staff had been talking, I kind of fucking doubt it. That anything's going to happen this week. I think they're just going to blow us off. But if something does happen, we'll certainly have something to talk about. Otherwise, I mean, we can always rag on Jerome Adams for an hour and a half. It's easy to do. He makes himself an easy target. Like I said at the start of the show, every once in a while he looks like he's willing to have a reasonable conversation with folks, and then just completely shuts it down and makes an ass of himself. And this is the Surgeon General. So hopefully he's not in business anymore. Or not the Surgeon General, the head of the FDA. He's the head of the FDA. Yeah. So we will be doing that. And then on Saturday, we are doing Flapper Pie Day. Flapper Pie Day. All the recipes will be involving Wonder Flavors Flapper Pie or the building of a Flapper Pie itself. So that's going to be awesome. That's going to be a lot of fun. Other than that, check out Lumi on the Mix and Vixens every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Everybody be beautiful to each other. Educate, advocate, be good for this community. We'll see you on the next one. I'm going to pass it to Al Green of South Chicago, the man himself.
Me?
Adam?
I don't have much to say except for thank you for having me as always, TJ, and thank you for everybody for being patient for the song. Due to my illness, I was unable to sing all those falsettos in that song until like 2 days ago. So
Yeah.
it was down to the wire, but I'm almost back to normal. So, but on that note, Meter posted a link to the group where you can vote on the song, and this week we're gonna change it up a little bit. Partially inspired by Mrs. Meter. Two votes as usual, but hit TV show theme songs will be the topic for this week. So think Cheers, think Family Matters, think Family Guy, think The Simpsons, think I Dream of Jeannie, anything. It doesn't matter when, as long as it was a hit TV show. Nielsen ratings speak for themselves. If something's so ridiculous that nobody knows what it is except for you, I'm not gonna really count it as a hit, probably.
I've got a good.
But it's gonna be very inclusive, so don't worry about it. So I'm gonna make a post after the show's done, and you can get your votes in. So do it. But yeah, thanks for having me. As always, it's a freaking blast. Love it. Go Lumi.
Just got so excited because I was thinking the Harry Potter theme song, and then you said TV, and I was like, no.
Sorry.
Okay, hello, I'm Lumi. Thanks for having me. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm doing a sale on my skulls right now. They're $17. Pick one up. I think you want to pick one up. Because once I get rid of this batch, great things are about to start happening. The gears have been grinding. We got this. We're going places. If you're looking for just regular Lumi shenanigans like you see on Lumi Takeovers on Friday, you can find me on Twitch, where they own Amazon. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can sub to me. I greatly appreciate it. There's a link to my Discord, Instagram, and Facebook. If you need help with DIY, just need somebody to talk to, interested in buying stands or Lumi braids, message me there. You guys can find me on YouTube, on Mix and Vixens, I'm No Joe, Golf Tea, and Fresh 3's channel. Thanks for having me. Pissy Desk!
I was gonna say the integrity desk.
Integrity, the integrity desk.
Integrity. Thanks, Lumi, over in the fucking spoiled potty room. We appreciate you sending it over to our desk here. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a fantastic evening and enjoyed this tonight. It was a blast as usual. Being as this is the integrity desk tonight, remember, have some integrity in everything you're doing, not just advocating. Just be a generally good human being. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Glad to have you. It was fun. I'll see you guys all next week. Just make sure you're educating, advocating, not for any of us up here, not for any of these assholes, not for yourselves, but for the people that have not yet made that switch from the stinkies. They're the ones we need to do it for. That's the most important thing. I got nothing for you other than come hang out with us tomorrow if you like MMA, because goddamn it, I like MMA and fighty, kicky, punchy, and knockouts, and people going to sleep because they're choked, and fun things like that. Anyhow, love y'all. See y'all next week. I'll send it over to the one and the only, the Meter Vapes.
First and foremost, thank you, TJ, for having a show on Wednesday night that lunatics like myself and my fellow panel members here can come and try and get our twisted little brains back to some semblance of normalcy. Thank you to everyone watching this, whether you were here with us live or you were seeing this on the replay. You guys coming here to watch and support us doing this are the reason we get to do this. I am the meteor that does many things. You can follow me in all of these links here for the I'm No Joe podcast for all of your punchy, kicky needs. We will be live tomorrow evening for the last I'm No Joe of November on YouTube. There is a fairly interesting card coming up this weekend, so we will definitely have some shit to talk about tomorrow night. But beyond that, one thing I do want to take just a quick second to mention that we didn't get a chance to talk about in the show today. Speaking of integrity, S-1253, it is officially a thing. It is a bill being fast-tracked through the Senate to make it officially federally illegal for the U.S. Postal Service to carry any vapor devices, be them liquids or physical devices themselves, any components thereof, anything vape related can then legally and federally be refused to be shipped. This is the best time you could ever decide you want to take an interest in getting a hold of your local representatives and let them know this is beyond ridiculous overreach. But when you do so, do it with some integrity. Don't just blur words out. You will always look like a fool. Take a second, compose yourself, reread what you've written before you send it. Make sure your words come through with integrity. This is the time for all of us to get a chance to say a little something while the spotlight is starting to focus back in on the reality of this argument. But we have to do it with integrity. You don't have to get up and be the voice with the megaphone screaming. But it wouldn't hurt you to take 5 minutes and send a quick little email off to your representative, and it's easy to find out who they are. Addy Tooney is always dropping links to get the easiest way for you to get in contact with your local reps, but now's the time to do it, because this is one of those moments that you'll look back on and think, Jesus, I could have taken 2 seconds and done a thing, because this is a thing. We have to do this. We don't want to, we have to. And if we don't band together, we will be banned together.
Oh, you're right. No. We will see you guys all next week. Same tea time, same channel. Love y'all. Enjoy the music on the way out.
Saying I love you is not the words I want to hear from you. It's not that I want you not to say